Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Fatima. In today's video, we are going to be filming the long-awaited Q&A slash life update type video. I feel like I do shy away from sit-down videos 100%. I don't know why they feel so daunting to me. It almost feels like I need to have an answer for everything in my life, and like it feels like this is like a review, like a work review, and I'm like answering to my bosses and you guys have questions and I need to deliver answers, and it just feels like stressful. And sometimes I don't got the answers, Sway. I asked on Instagram for you guys to ask me questions. I was like, ask me questions, make it juicy. I wanted this to be like a tea type of video. Like, I'm giving you guys some tea on my life, and you guys asked me some juicy questions, some of which some of the questions I'm not going to answer. So anyways, let's get into this video. I am wearing White Fox today. This top is so cute. She's like a backlist number. Ooh. Thank you so much to White Fox for sponsoring this portion of the video. But I was able to choose some clothes from White Fox, which I'm so excited to show you guys. Before we get into the Q&A, I'm just going to show you guys some of the fire pieces that I was able to get from their website. So this is the first item that I got from White Fox. This dress is beautiful. I was actually shook. I think this might be my favorite item out of all the things that I got, so I wanted to show it to you guys first. But it's like this brown dress. It's drop waist, as you guys can see. She's Maxi. I just love a Maxi dress. A lot of the items that I got are like vacay vibes. Oh, and she has pockets. Maxi, she has pockets. She's drop waist. This is literally like the vacay dress of my dreams. I don't think it gets better than that. Next up, I have this two-piece set, again with the Maxi, and then it's like a halter neck top situation in yellow, again perfect for vacay, and I just love it. I think it's really cute to wear during the daytime. She's nice and fitted. She's very comfortable. This next number I am obsessed with. It is tight fitted at the top. It's also kind of like a really low drop waist situation, and then it's nice and flowy at the bottom. This is what it looks like at the back. I feel like this is so flattering on the body. The next item I have is a white tee and some linen pants. You guys know linen pants are definitely like a staple for vacation. Very comfortable. And then I got this t-shirt because it's a little bit different than what I usually go for. It's like a little bit loose, as you guys can see, so I actually tied it in the back. I think this, once again, is one of my favorite items from White Fox. Is this silk satin top. It's like a cowl neck, and it is completely open back. I'm wearing it with like some capris, and I think it just looks really cute like this with like some heels. Perfect for night out, perfect for vacay also. Last but not least, we have our airport fit. I'm crying because I literally have a whole storyline surrounding these outfits. It's giving we're going on vacay, and I even got the airport fit for you guys. But this is their sweat sets. The one thing I love the most about the sweat set is actually how long the pants are. White Fox always does really good sweatsuits. She's nice and thick. She's just really cute, like super comfy, super cozy. I just wish she had pockets, but other than that, I'm obsessed. Now that that's out the way, let's get into this Q&A video. I'm going to be doing my makeup as we go ahead and answer the question. Were you scared to start your content creation journey? I always get a lot of questions about content creating, like how I started, things like that. So I'm kind of just going to like answer all those questions in one. I was definitely nervous to start. Like, I would post videos and I wouldn't even like tell anyone about it. I wouldn't even like post it on my Instagram or anything because I just was kind of embarrassed and I didn't want anyone to know I was like trying at something new. I was like trying this to be an influencer type vibe, and like I felt like it was kind of embarrassing. Looking back at that, obviously now I can be like, I wish I would have never been scared to start. But I think like the biggest lesson that I took from me doing something, regardless if I was scared to do it, is just exactly that. You could be scared to do something. It's normal. We're human. We're gonna feel those like anxiety, like stress emotions. Like, it's normal, but like just push through it. If it's something that you actually want to do, and if it's something that you actually want to work at, then keep doing it. Like, it doesn't matter. Don't be embarrassed that you're trying. Everyone has a trying phase and a trying period, and I think that sometimes it can come off like a little embarrassing, like you're trying something new and it's so public, you're putting it out onto like the world, and it's kind of scary. But I always like applaud people that I see that are like trying something new, like whatever it is, because it's hard to be uncomfortable. It's not easy. Like, it's hard to try something for the first time. For foundation, I'm using the new Milk. Is this a foundation or a tint? It's a gel tint. I used this recently and I am shook. Like, this is so good. This is in the shade 12. Next question. I kind of put all of the like questions surrounding the same topic in the same boat, so I'm going to be answering like content creating questions first. Does YouTube pay well? YouTube definitely, there's some money in it for sure. I mean, this is my full-time job. I don't do anything else and I'm able to sustain myself, but like I'm also on other platforms if YouTube isn't the only platform that I make my money from. What I will say, however, is like YouTube AdSense is good, like it's okay, but I will say that I think for most content creators, or at least let me just speak for myself, the bulk of the money that I do make is from brand deals. It's not from YouTube AdSense. I can make the amount of money I'm making in a month from one singular brand deal on like TikTok, for example. I feel like for most influencers, that's where like you really start making money when you get like more brand deals. Another thing that I love about the YouTube AdSense money is that like it's consistent. Like being an influencer, you get paid like randomly, like literally it's so random. However, with YouTube AdSense, you know you're getting paid like every single month. That allows you to have some stability. Like no matter what happens, I know that at least I'm getting my YouTube AdSense money. So that makes me feel like more confident. That makes me feel better about like me paying my bills and stuff. I feel like I'm also just not the most consistent. I feel like to really make some good money, you have to be consistent. You have to be posting like every week. And you guys know I'm not the most consistent. I try to be consistent, but if we're being realistic, I'm not that consistent. And even if I was to make more, I know that still the bulk of the money that I would make would be from brands. That's just how it is. But yeah, this foundation is just beautiful. Like it just goes on so nice. This is Charlotte Tilbury Contour in the shade number 8. I love this because it's a foundation, so it's just very light. It's not doing too much. Are you East African? Oh my god, I've been getting so many people asking me if I'm East African lately. I don't know if it's because I'm in my winter shade, but I am not East African. I'm from Guinea and Senegal. How are you bilingual? Like, where did you learn both French and English? I grew up speaking French at home with my family, and I went to a fully French school growing up. So like I know how to write really well in French also and all those things. So that's how I am able to speak French. Has some sort of fame affected your dating life? Okay, now we're really getting into the juicy questions. I wouldn't necessarily call it fame, but I know what you mean. Like, has me having followers affected my dating life or dating in any way? There has been like a situation where like looking back in hindsight, I was like, okay, I feel like this person just got really excited with the thought of me being like a social media girl or like having followers, and I didn't really notice it in the moment, or maybe I could have got like an inkling in the moment, but looking back I was like, yeah, like especially because I kind of view myself as like normal. Not saying that I'm like not normal, or not saying that like I'm like famous or whatever. Like I think that I'm like, there's a million influencers who are way bigger than me and all of that. And also like me having followers really has nothing to do with like my personality, my confidence. Like that's not what gives me like my sense of anything really. Like, so if I get around someone and I feel like that aspect of my life plays a big effect in like how they view me, it's definitely a turnoff. I was more so viewed as like a figure versus like being seen for who I actually am. And this kind of sounds like corny, but like I felt like they didn't see me as like human. They did, but like only to a certain extent, to where like my problems didn't even feel like problems. So it's like, I don't know, it was just like a weird dynamic. Like I'm aware of the fact that I have followers and I'm proud of the platforms that I'm proud of what I've built for myself, but I don't really view myself as, you know. I also have to be aware that not everyone is going to see it like that, and there are some people that like put it too much on a pedestal. Like you having followers, they kind of like up it too much. And obviously, especially if this is somebody that I'm considering to date, like I don't want you to be like not necessarily impressed by that, but like I don't want that to be a thing, like, because obviously I wouldn't want my person to put me on a pedestal unnecessarily. So yeah, it was just like a weird situation. Speaking of dating and relationships and all of that, I had so many of you guys asking me, am I in a relationship? Am I dating? Do I have a boyfriend? A lot of you guys asked me that, and I'm not surprised. I kind of expected that. I also got someone said, girl, I'm obsessed with you. Anyways, why don't you talk about your love life? Question mark. That question was funny to me. But I feel like in terms of like me and that aspect of my life, obviously that's not the focus of my channel. The focus of my channel is me, duh. However, I feel like, you know, sometimes I have like come on and talked about some things here and there. I feel like sometimes I be saying things without saying things. You know, with everything that I put on the internet, I'm aware of how it comes off. By example, if somebody's voice is in the background of my video for a millisecond, literally a millisecond, I know that you guys are going to pick up on it. And I know you guys are going to be like, girl, whose voice was that in the background? Like, who is that? I like that I can speak to you guys in that way without really saying much. If I wanted that aspect of my life to just 100% be like, no, not on my channel, I could do that too. But I feel like I low-key be dropping like hints sometimes. And I kind of like that. I like the fact that I don't really need to say much, but you guys kind of maybe get the drift of what's going on. And I feel like it kind of gives me a level of privacy also, where I feel like I don't need to explain myself about everything, because sometimes I don't want to talk about everything, and I don't want to go into detail about everything. If I start talking about something, if I genuinely start talking about a topic, I'm gonna have to like really delve into it, and sometimes I don't really want to do that. Okay, I have these Huda Beauty blushes that I really want to try out. Black Cherry, and this is Sunset Lychee. You guys know I'm like a pink blush type of girl, but I'm gonna go in with like this darker shade because I feel like it's really gonna show up a little bit more. What would you suggest for first time lip filler? I want mine to be plump but natural. I don't exactly remember what I did for my first lip filler. The first time I went for lip filler, I don't remember exactly how much I put in my lips. I'll see if I can find it and put it in. I'm not sure, but I would just say if you're going for lip filler for the first time, just try to make sure that you go to someone who does work that's what you want your lips to look like. Like if you want like super big lips, I mean, that's your prerogative, but like obviously you're gonna go see someone who already has that aesthetic with like previous clients. If you want a more natural look, then go for someone who does natural work. That was the same thing for me when I was getting lip filler. I wanted to go to someone who did like a very natural job, so I just like made sure to look at their previous work, and like if their previous work looked like something that I liked and I was interested in, then I would be like, okay, like I would consider this person. And then obviously always do a consultation with them first, just to see what they suggest for you, and you could let them know what you like, etc, 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 etc. Is your leave out relaxed? The blend is seamless. My leave out is not relaxed, you guys. I feel like my hair just straightens really well. I don't know. I also have some heat damage, and that has to do with how my hair remains straight. Do you enjoy living in Toronto? I'm applying powder now, you guys. This is One Size translucent powder, and I'm just going in with my beauty blender. I actually really like living in Toronto. I also got people ask me if I would move to the States, or if I would move anywhere else, really. And I get that question a lot. I always get people asking me if I'm gonna move. I think it's because a lot of like influencers who are in Toronto, sometimes they like move to the States, or like you feel like you need to move to LA or California as like a content creator. But honestly, I don't really feel that pressure. I don't really have an issue with my city, and I don't really see myself moving unless there's like a real reason for me to want to move. And I feel like a lot of people ask me that in terms of like, for work, is work going to be better for me if I move to the States? Or like people always assume like because I'm an influencer, like work, I would get more work opportunities if I was in the States, which I understand that. However, I feel like I get a good amount of opportunities here in Toronto. And I feel like I get a lot of Canadian opportunities also. Like I get a lot of like deals from the Canadian side of brands that I feel like I wouldn't necessarily get if I was like American. So I'm actually really happy with like the work that I'm getting right now. I feel like if anything is holding me back right now, it would be myself. Like literally, I feel like I need to be more consistent. I need to be really like more so on my ish. Someone said, can you do 50-50 with your man? I mean like house rent, sharing it with your man. I'm not really like a 50-50 type of person. Like I don't think I know that that's not like my vibe really, and that's not what I'm interested in. What I want and what I need is I want someone who's like a provider type of guy. That is my type. I do need a provider mentality type of guy. That's definitely what I'm interested in. However, if we're on the topic of like all these things, because obviously this is like internet stuff, like this is like an internet question, like would you do 50-50 with your man? With all of that being said, I'm also a huge like just do what makes you happy type of person, and keep your business to within you and your man, and whatever you guys are okay with, just stay with that. Because I feel like there's so much noise on the internet on like what you should do, what you shouldn't do, what this means that. If he does this, then he means that. And if he wanted to, he would, and all of this and all of that, which I understand. And I feel like if you don't really know, like, you know, like the internet could be a good place to kind of give you like basic tea on like know what the bare minimum is and like all that. Like I think it's cool, but at the end of the day, I also feel like there's just too much noise on the internet. I also feel like in terms of the whole like provider conversation that's online, I feel like some of it is a bit unrealistic. I'm just gonna be honest, like this is just my opinion. In this economy, literally in this economy, even if you're making good money, I feel like taking care of yourself, and I feel like with everything I always try to look at it from like my perspective. Obviously I know that I'm not a man and whatever, but like in this economy, taking care of oneself is already hard enough, even if you're making like a good amount of money. I feel like men should definitely have that like, oh, I want to take care of my woman mentality and I want to make sure she's good 100%. But I think that some of the things that are being like shown on the internet is just unrealistic. Like some men are not going to be able to like fully take care of a woman. Some men are just going to be financially able to do 50-50, like, which is why I'm obviously such a big like just have your own money at the end of the day. Like if you want a lifestyle for yourself, just don't even think about a man. Like if you want a certain lifestyle for yourself, if you want a certain whatever for yourself, try and just get it yourself. And you're more likely to get a man with money if you have money. Anything that I want out of life, I don't really place that expectation on anybody but myself. Money is not the most important thing in a relationship. Like, it's not. Is it important? 100 million %. Like, of course it's important, but it's not the most important. There are so many other things that are way more important to me. Like, can I trust you genuinely? Do I genuinely feel supported by you? And like, are you disciplined? Do you have self-control? Are you just like, are you the type of ninja that's just embarrassing? You know, some men are just embarrassing. Like, they're just embarrassing. Another thing to note is that somebody can have money today, but it doesn't mean that they're going to have money tomorrow. And this goes for everyone. This could go for me too. Like, so you can meet a man today. He's like, babes, don't even worry about it. I got you. I got you. I got the bills. Don't even work. Matter of fact, don't even work. You can stay in the house. Don't work. I want you to be a housewife, babes. Like, imagine you're in that situation. You're like, oh, no way. Okay, you don't want me to work? Oh, shit. Okay. He's buying you all these things. Like, you know, life is going great. And then something happens. What if he gets sick tomorrow? Like, what if he gets sick tomorrow? He has some savings. He could do for like maybe a year, and then things start to really get tight. Like, what are you gonna do in that situation? What if you have children? Like, what are you gonna do in that situation? That's why I'm like a big like advocate for like, first of all, never depend 100% on anyone. I'm not for like dependency at all. We're adults. Like, we can't be doing that. Like, I'm a full grown adult. I'm not a child. I can't be 100% dependent on someone. Like, that really doesn't make sense. It actually doesn't make sense. I just think it's important to be realistic, because some of the stuff that's on the internet I feel like is unrealistic. I know this is kind of like we're veering off the original question that you asked, but that's just my 2 cents on like the whole conversation. Next question: how do you motivate yourself to work out consistently? I think one of the reasons I've been so consistent, it's actually coming up on a year since I started like working out. If you guys remember, I started doing like 12-3-30 and I was just walking, and then I started weight training. So it's been almost a year, because I remember I started during Ramadan last year. When it comes to working out, like, it's literally like a mental health thing for me. Like, it literally keeps me sane. And I think that's one of the reasons it's like it's easy for me to be consistent, because it's more than just like I'm trying to look cute and I'm trying to look fit and I didn't want my ass to look fat. I mean, that's part of it 100%, but like, I don't know what it is. It just makes me feel productive. It makes me feel like if I didn't do anything else in the day, at least I worked out. Like, shit, at least I worked out. And I think also me seeing the progress. Around a year ago when I started to work out, I was a little bit heavier. And honestly, when I look back at like that period of my life, because I didn't think anything was wrong with me at the time. I thought I was just thick. I was getting thick, you know? I was just getting thick. Like, but when I look back, I was like, damn, I actually gained a lot of weight. And I'm going to be honest, it's hard for me to look back at like how I used to look like about a year ago, more like a year and a half ago. There was a period where I like gained a lot of weight and my face was so big. And that was like the heaviest I've ever been. I think I was like 150 pounds, which is not crazy because I'm 5'6", I'm kind of tall. But it was just like I was starting to get wide. Like, I don't know, it was different. And again, I didn't notice it at the time, but looking back now, I'm like, that looks scary. I don't like it. Like, I don't like it. I didn't like how I looked. And so part of it is like, I just want to like maintain my figure. Another part of my motivation is also just like fear. Like, I'm just like, damn, like I kind of let myself go at that point. I didn't even notice it. It's like I've built up a habit of like being healthy and working out, and I feel like if I fall off, it's gonna be really hard for me to like get back onto it. So I'm just like, I just need to keep this habit going. Like, I just need to keep it, let me just keep the good vibes going, because I'm scared of like stopping, and who knows how hard it's gonna be to get back into it. So can you drop a video on what workouts helps you grow your body? What food and how long? In terms of like my body, yes, I have always had the shape that I've had. You guys know this, like I've always had like kind of a slim, thick figure. So me getting in the gym kind of like accentuated that and made it more pronounced. The reason why I don't really like try to make a video is because I feel like I'm still a beginner in working out, and I don't want to like give you guys information when I feel like there's like a million fitness influencers out there who really know what they're talking about, and like they could give you the real tea. I'm still watching fitness influencer girls videos and like taking notes. Like, I still very much am a beginner, so I don't really want to make a video on it because I feel like I don't really know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to act like I know what I'm talking about when I don't. So that's why when you guys ask me like, can you guys give more information, I'm like, I would rather you guys get that information somewhere else. Like, is there any projects or activities you want to branch out on besides social media? Yes, 100%. I feel like this year that was actually one of my goals for like the year, is like to like kind of branch out. I did. Some of you guys asked like, oh, is that your hair company? Is it hair you're wearing your new hair business? I got some of those questions also, and yes, it is. That's one of the things that like I really wanted to do for a very long time, but I kept kind of like pushing it off. And I feel like in this period of my life, I'm kind of like telling myself like, you need to try at everything that you've ever wanted to do, because you're young. You know, you have a platform, like it's kind of, you're in a position where it's easy for you to try at things without losing too much. So yeah, I feel like I owe it to myself to just try at everything that I've ever wanted to do. And one of that is starting a hair business, finally. It's coming up very soon. We're launching very soon. The name of the brand is 33 Layers. I kind of have been soft launching it a little bit on like Instagram, Snapchat a little bit. And I feel like I've finally found really good quality raw hair. That's like the only hair that I wear. I've been wearing this hair for like maybe a year plus. You guys have always asked me about this hair, like always. And so yeah, that's coming out soon. That's a new endeavor that I'm like so excited about. You guys saw me talking about how I was like so anxious in my last video, and I feel like that's one of the things that I'm like kind of anxious about. Like, I'm just like nervous. I feel like I've never done anything like this before. I've never done anything like this before. Okay, calm down. It's just like nerve-wracking. I didn't expect it to make me as nervous as it did, but it is making me nervous because it's like I'm embarking on something new. It's attached to my name, so I need to make sure that it's like perfect. Like, I don't want no little like, it needs to be exactly how I would want it to be. Like, I feel like I'm very particular when it comes to like how things are done, and I want my business to reflect that. Obviously, it needs to be me. Like, it's a reflection of me. It's literally a direct reflection of me. So I'm only selling raw hair. There's going to be 2 textures, straight, and there's going to be the curly raw texture, which is the one that I've been wearing for a very long time. It's the texture that I usually go for. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm nervous, but like I'm also really excited about it. That's coming soon, like April. So keep an eye out for it. Oh, somebody else said, how does it feel turning 25? I'm turning 22 soon. Any advice for us in our early 20s? Okay, I actually love this question because you know what? Me turning 25 was like a big thing. 25, it just feels like I'm entering into my late 20s soon. I'm going to be 26 very soon. You know, time passes very quickly. I'm about to be 26 just now. And I feel like it makes me feel like life is getting really serious, and like I'm not like a little girl anymore, and like I need to take life seriously, and I need to make sure that the decisions that I'm making are making sense. Okay, I need to make sure that I'm heading in the right direction, like all of those things that I'm always worried about. Obviously, I'm always thinking like this, but it just feels more pronounced now. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels like it's not playtime anymore. Like, you need to get your life together. Like, what's going on? Like, I've also seen on TikTok about like how when you know, especially African women, when you turn 25, there's like a sudden pressure to like get married and stuff like that. I don't necessarily feel that pressure, I'm gonna be honest, but I feel like I kind of have chill parents. I mean, maybe I have chill parents for now, I don't know. Maybe I feel like it's one of those where like if I take too long to like, you know, get married and stuff, they're gonna start pressuring me. But as of right now, I don't feel the pressure, and I'm really happy about that. I feel like I haven't really felt that pressure, but I have felt pressure in other ways. Like, not really being allowed grace as much now is kind of what it feels like. Like, I'm grown. Any decision that I make, I have to be held accountable for, like, you know? So there's just like a certain pressure, I feel like, and I do feel it. Now that I've turned 25, I do feel a pressure. Like, it's just like a you need to get your life together type of pressure. What's an advice that I would give for you if you're in your early 20s? I would definitely say just to be selfish. I am a huge fan of being selfish. I've said this before. I think you should be extremely selfish in your early 20s because that is their time to be selfish. If you think about it, once you grow older, like if you have kids, if you get married, whatever, you're going to be more selfless in that time. Like, that's kind of the time for you to be selfless and like really focus on like your family, if that's a direction that you want to go in, whatever. But like when you're young, it's really your time to build yourself up. It's really the time to do exactly what you want to do. It's the time to find out what even do you like to do. Like, what are your interests? What are your values? Like, what's important to you? Like, this is really the time for you to figure yourself out. And you could really do that by being selfish. Like, listen to yourself and what you like and kind of just like try to delve into that. Okay, my camera died there for a second, but another piece of advice that I would give you guys if you're like in your early 20s is to kind of try at everything that you want to do. By example, like, I feel like I waited so long to start this hair business, and I could have been done this like years ago, and it's like I could have been maybe moved on to something else, and like, you know, like there's just things that you should start everything that you want to start in your early 20s, especially, or really just in your 20s. And it doesn't mean that everything's going to work out for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but you would never know unless you try. Like, that's the whole point. Any tips for self-confidence? I would say the best way to build your self-confidence up if you feel like you have low self-confidence is to build your self-trust. Say you're going to do something and follow through with it. That's probably the best way to make you more confident. That's what made me more confident, is I started to just like actually go through with what I said that I was going to do. You can look it up and get more information on that, but that applies to like a lot of different areas of your life. By example, like me going to the gym consistently built up my self-trust a lot, and it did help to build up my confidence. Like things like that you wouldn't even expect. Like, and also like pouring into yourself. I feel like whenever you like do things for yourself, you kind of like see yourself in a higher regard. Treating yourself the best that you can. That doesn't only mean like buying yourself like things. It doesn't even have to be things that cost money. For example, eating healthy is like one of the ways that you can treat yourself well. And it kind of like, it takes work to eat healthy, obviously. Like, it's not like instinctual, because you might have cravings to like go buy McDonald's or whatever, go get like a piece of chocolate cake, I don't know. But when you kind of like restrict yourself and choose the better option for yourself, that's kind of how you signal to yourself like you're important. It's by doing hard things for yourself that will benefit you. That's a really great way to build your self-confidence also. Okay, you guys, I feel like I answered a lot of questions for you guys today. That's pretty much it. I'm pretty much done with my makeup. You guys, I freaking love this foundation. Like, I'm actually just like obsessed. I feel like this looks like so good. Like, it's like dewy, but it's still matte. But like this foundation gives me like the best finish. Like, I'm obsessed. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for this video. I really enjoyed answering these questions. Let me know if you guys have more questions in the comments down below. I'm open to answering. Or let me know what you guys think about the answers that I answered to these questions. Give me some feedback. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Let me know what other types of videos you guys want to see. I know you guys want vlogs, but like, I'm kind of tired of the vlogs, and sometimes I don't really have much to do. My life is the same, so I want to kind of start branching out and doing other types of videos. So let me know. But anyways, TTYGL. Bye.